From my personal journey of getting the bronze medal at the Central European Olympiad in Informatics, passing the interview and getting an amazing job at Amazon, and then helping hundreds other students prepare for national and international Olympiads and also for coding interviews, I realized over time that people don't become great problem solvers and they don't fully understand algorithms and data structures because of three reasons. The first reason is that they don't have access to the right resources, which you now have because you made the awesome decision to join this program. The second reason is that they don't have a right mindset, which you will have after going through the mindset chapter and learning how to deal with the imposter syndrome, how to deal with rejections, and so on and so forth. And the third reason, and the reason which I think is the most important, is that they have a wrong perception about what it means to learn. And this is what this video is going to be about. But in order to fully understand the importance of this, I want to share with you my personal story because I've been through the hard times, I've been through the pain, and I learned what it means to efficiently learn the hard way. I was 15 years old and I was preparing for the National Olympiad in Informatics. There were other students who started doing programming at 10 or 11 years old, so I knew I had to put in the work to catch up. Luckily, someone told me about a secret website where all the students were preparing for the Olympiad, and that website had around 10,000 problems. And so I got to work. I was putting in 6-8 hours a day. I was solving as many questions as I can, trying to cover all the patterns, algorithms, data structures, and techniques possible in order to be ready. My learning process was fairly simple. I opened the problem, I read the statement, I thought about a solution for like 5 minutes, I quickly gave up, I opened the solution, I read it entirely, then I opened some source code, I copied and pasted that source code, got accepted at the problem, and moved on to the next problem. Because I have to reach my target, I have to solve 10 problems a day to become a great programmer. I was so proud of myself, I knew I was outworking everybody, and I felt really confident that I'm going to be in the top 5 students. Well, that didn't happen. The Olympiad came and it was a complete disaster. I got placed 80th out of 150 students. And as you can imagine, I was pretty devastated. All the hundreds of hours that I've put in, all the hundreds of problems that I solved, and all for nothing. And to be honest, the worst part was after the contest when I was discussing with some other students and they told me how similar the given problems were with some other problems that were on that practice website. I quickly logged in, I found those problems, and my jaw dropped. I have literally solved each and every one of those similar problems. And still, I wasn't able to remember the solutions, I wasn't able to make any connection, and ultimately I wasn't able to come up with any good idea in the live contest. At that moment, I realized that my approach was completely wrong. I realized that learning thousands of problems by heart didn't serve me well. It didn't develop my thinking process so I can solve new questions which are similar to those ones, and I forgot 80% of the solved problems anyways. Using that approach, I only lost time, energy, emotions, but most importantly, opportunity. And this is why I ask you so seriously to pay attention to this, because I don't want you to also waste opportunity. The opportunity of tens of thousands of dollars as monthly salary as a software engineer, but most importantly, to not waste the opportunity of becoming a great programmer and instead give up and feel like you'll never crack this. This is super doable. Getting good at algorithms and data structures and problem solving is actually not that hard. You just need a different approach. The approach that I found through trial and error and a lot of pain, and that placed me second in 2 years and also gave me that bronze medal. What I've changed about the approach was that I wasn't focused anymore on how many problems I solved a day, how much time I was putting into this, or how many new techniques I've learned a day, but I was super focused on trying my best to solve every question I encountered all by myself. Instead of 5 minutes, I started thinking more about the problem, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, until I exhausted all the ideas that I had, and then I asked for a hint. And I'm going to give you a nice analogy to really understand how this works. Learning a new algorithm, data structure, or technique, and becoming proficient with it and be able to solve coding challenges using it is actually like learning to throw 3-pointers at basketball. Learning only the theory is just like watching a pro basketball player throw those three-pointers while he explains to you how he does it. This is of course super important because if nobody tells you how to hold the ball, how to position your legs and how to make the jump, you will never be able to figure this out by yourself. Or if you do, maybe you find your own system of throwing three-pointers. That's great, but it will take you a lot of time. So you watch that player throw those shots, you listen to him, you really pay attention, you take notes, and now you are done with the theory. But theory is only 10%. The other 90% is your trial and error, is you making 100 bad shots while that pro player watches you and explains you what you did wrong in each of them. On the first 10 shots, you will both realize that you didn't position your legs well. You start focusing on that and fix that. On the next 10 shots, you both realize that you didn't jump high enough. You start focusing on that and you fix that, and so on and so forth. Only by taking those 100 shots by yourself do you start to internalize what that player told you, what you are doing wrong, and what needs to be fixed. I am going to be that pro player which teaches you a new algorithm, a new data structure, and gives you the bulletproof formula for solving every coding question, but you are the one which will take those shots. After I teach you some new theory and give you all the tools that you need to become proficient with that new concept, you need to put in the work and try your best to solve every coding question using that theory by yourself. You will be the one trying your best to score each of those three-pointers, while I will be the pro player standing aside, watching you closely, seeing your progress, analyzing how you think about the problems, seeing what you've understood well, what you haven't understood that well, what you are missing, and guiding you in this process. But you will put in the work. For example, in the future, I'm going to teach you about a stack. I'm going to tell you why it was invented, how it works, what problems it was designed to solve, and I'm going to tell you how to figure out when it is needed. You have to make sure that you have understood the theory well, and of course, you should ask me anything that you haven't understood. There is nothing like a stupid question. I don't believe in that. I am in the community 24/7 and I will answer you ASAP. And then of course we have to practice. We have coding questions using the stack. For each of those coding questions, don't open the problem, read the statement, think about it for like 5 minutes and then open all the hints, open the video tutorial and do the coding tutorial and you're done. If you do this, you will be just like my 15-year-old self, being so proud of yourself that you progress so quickly in this mentoring, that you solve so many problems, and all you do is hurt yourself, waste your time, and trust me, you won't do well in coding interviews. What you should do instead is, after reading the statement and fully understanding what the problem asks us to do, is to really take your time and trying your best to come up with the solution all by yourself. There is no magic number of minutes after which you should give up, but give up only when you exhausted each and every idea you have and you are really stuck. This is going to feel super hard at first, I know. You are not going to be able to solve every coding question by yourself, unless you're a genius. I know I wasn't, but this is completely fine. Whenever you get stuck, I, the platform, and this amazing community will come to your help. Again, don't be shy, there is no such thing as a stupid question. Open the community, reach out to every one of us, tell us how you approached the problem, how you thought about it, and where you got stuck. We are going to respond you ASAP and provide you with a hint. Or, of course, you can directly use the platform and read a hint. I will show you how to use the platform and all of its features in the next video. But please, don't rush and read all the hints, don't watch the video tutorial yet, just get one hint or reach out to us and we will give you the hint to unstuck yourself and open the door for many more ideas that you will have and that will help you progress in solving that question. Made some new progress but got stuck again? That's amazing. Just repeat this process. Reach out to us again or read another hint, make some new progress, as small as it is. Just make that progress, and whenever you get stuck again, repeat the process. If you have really tried your best, asked us for hints or read all the hints in the platform and still don't know how to solve the problem, that's amazing. Watch the video solution. You now earned your right to do so. After figuring out how to solve the problem by yourself, or after watching the video solution, it's now time to code. I want you to approach coding that solution the same way you approach thinking about the solution. Turn off the coding tutorial, we will show you how to do it in the next video, and really try your best to write the whole source code by yourself. If at some point you get stuck, or you've written the whole source code but it fails on some test case, reach out to us. And of course, another amazing way to get unstuck is to turn on the coding tutorial and write the code line by line, step by step, following our instructions. For example, if you have just learned a new concept and this is the first coding question that you solve using that concept, then yeah, it's probably best to use the coding tutorial because you get to see how we write the code, how we structured it, how we implement that new concept, which will help you for the future questions. But if this is like the third or fourth question that you solve using this concept, then I really suggest that you try your best to write the full source code by yourself. And again, whenever you get stuck, we are here to help. I know it sounds like a lot of work, probably more work than you've imagined, but trust me, if you do it like this, you are going to save many more hours, energy, effort, and opportunity in the future. And think about it. Yes, instead of spending 30 minutes, you are going now to spend 2 or 3 hours for really understanding well a concept and solving 2 or 3 coding questions the right way using that concept. But then, after all this work, you are set for life. You are going to develop your thinking process, you are going to build the connections, and you will be able to solve any other coding questions that you encounter that you've never seen before using that concept, and of course, especially in the interview. It's ultimately your choice. You can either do this, or you can spend hundreds more hours trying to learn by heart each and every question that you find online on some topic, and then forget them by the time of the interview and repeat the cycle for years. Thanks a lot for the attention. I'm really pumped to have you in this program and I'll do my best to serve you well, and I can't wait to learn together algorithms and data structures in the right way.